Okay, so I've never really played the games, but I've been watching the Fallout show, and I absolutely love it. I might even get into the games at some point. I tried them a while back, and they weren't really my thing, but I do enjoy the show. It's great. There's great twists. Um, and then like season two rewrites what. So season one sets up a lot of things, and season two adds context to those things that make them way more complex than you initially believed. And I love that. Hands down, I love it. It's great. Great writing, great characters, great reveals that re-add context to things you thought you understood. It's what I love in these kind of shows. Now I want to talk about season three and what I expect to see play out, which means I have to talk about mostly season two a little bit. So this will be a spoiler post if you haven't seen it. Spoiler post. Spoiler video if you haven't seen season one and two, but especially season two, I'm going to linger on more. So the things I expect to see revealed or explained in season three that either haven't been explained or maybe they've been partially explained and there's more to them is one, I think we're going to finally find out what happened to Janie after the bombs fell in episode one of season one. We see Cooper run off with Janie, his daughter, Janie, if you don't want to know, if you didn't know that already, his daughter. He runs off with her to get her into seemingly the vaults, but we don't see what happens afterwards. It does seem to be the case that she did get in the vault and he did not, but we don't know how that all played out. Another thing I've been thinking about is with the way season two ended and the Roman legions, the fake Roman legions, marching on New Vegas, I think that's going to get crushed pretty quickly in season three because the NCR is there in quite a bit of force, and also Robert House is now awake, which means every robot and computer system in the city is going to be under his control. So I think the Roman legions are just going to get murked pretty quickly, but I don't know. Maybe the last couple episodes. I don't see them being relevant for too long. I want to talk about Claudia. So she's an interesting character we get in season two when Norm wakes everybody up and screws up Bud Askin's plan of keeping them in cryosleep and releasing them slowly over time and whatnot. He just wakes everybody up and brings chaos to the mix. Now, Claudia is an interesting one because she doesn't fit in the typical formula Bud was going for. She seems to be a genuinely caring person. She actually puts herself in danger to save Norm later, even though she just met him. And she deduces pretty quickly that he's not a bad person like the other Vault 31ers seem to be. She says Norm doesn't fit in, and she seems to admire him for that. And at first I was kind of like, maybe she's playing him, but she actually later puts herself in danger to try to save Norm's life, and it does work. So she genuinely is a good person who is trying to do the right thing and help good people. So I don't think she's got any schemes. I was kind of iffy at first, but I think she genuinely is a good person. Now, why I bring that up is because she makes a statement that never really got elaborated on, and I think they're setting this up for season three, is she says she got the job at Vault-Tec a week before the bombs fell, and then they kind of skip over it. But that's incredibly coincidental because to get a job at Vault-Tec pretty much means you got a spot in the vaults. So, and she's young. She's like college age. She's not like an older person with a resume and experience. So, seemingly either somebody in her family got her into Vault-Tec at a job a week before the bombs fell. I think they knew what was going to happen, obviously, and they don't say who her parents were, and she kind of says she doesn't even know if they're still alive or not. But I think this is a very important detail that they sprinkled in to set up for a big reveal later in season three. I don't know who her parents were, and I'm not going to speculate, but I think it's very important to the plot of season three moving forward of who her parents were and how she got hired on, like literally days before the nukes went off. We'll see. But also, her being from Vault 31 means she's technically management, even though she doesn't fit the management criteria, which also makes her being there kind of interesting. But Norm rescues her and bringing her back seemingly to the vaults. And unfortunately, the way season two ends with they start chanting death to management, which was written on the walls in 32 originally when there was a revolt. And we see in 32 and 33 now they're starting to rise up against the overseers and the vault managers. Bringing her back to the vaults could be a very dangerous thing. Even though she is a good person, and I think that will hopefully save her life later, Norm is bringing her back to a very charged situation while she's wearing a outfit that says I'm from Vault 31 while people are revolting against the people from Vault 31. So that's very gonna. I don't think Norm doesn't know, but he saved her from danger. They saved each other really from danger, and he's bringing her right back into more danger. Oh, and that's gonna be so bad. I expect to see more of the Enclave fleshed out in season 3. They teased them heavily across season 2, especially later episodes. And of course, the super mutants definitely seem to be set up for season 3. I expect we'll see Clancy Brown return. He's a big actor. He only had like one scene in season 2, and it was very short. He didn't even speak, I don't believe. No, he didn't. But they definitely would not cast an actor like that for a role that was a non-speaking flashback scene. And I can own up to it. I was actually mistaken. Clancy Brown does speak in the scene, but it's pretty much just one line. So, correcting myself slightly. Back to it. Never use him again. He is absolutely going to be used again in the future episode, season 3. Possibly even further than that. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very excited for season 3. I want to find out more about Claudia and Stephanie. I think Stephanie's story still has some more stuff to tell, too. And even Hank implies there's stuff about Stephanie that we still don't know. So, curious about that. But, yeah, I want to see more about Stephanie. I want to see more about Claudia, especially because there's a lot of weirdness to her. How she got into Vault Tech, who her parents were, why she's such a good person when everyone else in that vault was kind of crappy for the most part. What's going to happen to the Roman legions? I don't think they're going to last much longer. I think the Brotherhood itself is also going to be wiped out probably in season 3, maybe season 4 tops. Because it kind of feels like they're getting to the last desperate push with that post-credit scene of like their next attempt to stay in power is going to be like their Hail Mary, I guess, from what I know of the lore. I don't know a lot of the lore because I didn't play the games much, so there's a lot I don't know, and that also makes it exciting for me to find these things out. But my understanding is the post-credit scene was implying it seems like their big Hail Mary from the game, and after that, that's probably going to be nothing further they can do to stay in power if that fails. So we'll see. But I feel like season 3 is kind of being set up for like all-out war across the wasteland. The Roman people in New Vegas and in the CZR. The Vaults are starting to rebel against the Overseers. You have the Brotherhood seizing their new weapon that they're going to bring to the wasteland. The Enclave is going to make its move probably with the Phase 2. And the super mutants are going to be out and about doing their thing. So I think season 3 is going to be like shit is finally hitting the fan everywhere all at the same time. And I'm here for it. I'm excited. What do you guys think? What you want to see in season 3? What's your expectations? And God, I hope you have seen season 2 before you start watching this video, because if not, I just ruined a lot of things for you. Till next time.